ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So namaste once again everyone.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. So we are the 24th shloka. So we will chant. Purodasam cha mukyam mam.
Purodasam cha mukyam mam.
Only one voice is heard. I will try once again. Because attendance is also very low today, it seems.
Kartik.
Yeah,
Kartik.
Karti, okay. Purodasam cha mukyam mam.
Purodasam cha mukyam mam.
Viddhi partha brihaspatiam.
Viddhi partha brihaspati.
Senani namaham skandaha.
Senani namaham skandaha.
Sarasam asmi sagaraha.
Sarasam asmi sagaraha.
Good. So, Bhagavan Krishna is continuing to enumerate his divine glories. And in this shloka, which we were discussing in the last class, he says that among the divine priests, he is Brihaspati, who is a personal priest of Indra Devata. Then he says among the commanders of the army, he is Kandaha, who is the commander-in-chief of the army of gods. He is Devasenapati. And among the huge reservoirs of water, he is Sagaraha, the ocean. And towards the end of the class, I said that the use of the word Sagaraha for ocean has a story behind it, as revealed by Puranas and even in Ramayana. And it is the story of Ganga Avataranam. Ganga Avataranam. The descent of Ganga river from heavens to the earth. The story goes somewhat like this. It seems there was a Raja, a king known as Sagara Raja. So his name was Sagaraha. And this Sagaraha had many children. Now, since it is a Purana story, we should not ask any questions. We have to just listen to the story and just, I would say, they entertain ourselves. That's all.
Gulp it.
Gulp it. So it is said that he had 60,001 children. What number? 60,000 plus 1, 60,001. And they were all known as, Sagaraha Putra, Sagaraha. So they were known as Sagara. All of them was known as Sagaraha, the sons of Sagara. And there was one son, one putra, known as Asamanja. In normal parlance, the word Asamanja is used for an idiot. A nincompoop is called Asamanja in the language. So anyhow, don't ask me why this name was Asamanja and all that. As I said, no questions asked. So this Asamanja was one son, and Sagara Raja, he wanted to perform Ashwamedha Yaga. Just as Rama did after returning to Ayodhya, after victory over Ravana, Ashwamedha Yagya. And what happens in Ashwamedha Yagya is one horse is sent all over the kingdoms. Even not only one kingdom, but neighboring kingdoms and all, including all the lokas, that horse is sent. And whoever challenges the horse, in fact, along with the horse, the huge army of the king also is sent. And whoever challenges the horse, the king's army has to defeat him. And only when the horse actually returns back to the kingdom fully successful, that means all kings who had tried to challenge the horse have been defeated, and then the horse and the army return to the kingdom, then only the Ashwamedha Yajna should be performed. Then only the Raja gets the entitlement to perform the Ashwamedha Yajna. So one should defeat all the kings around. So this Sagara Raja's horse, after defeating numerous kings, and it reached Indraloka. And even though Indra himself was a great warrior, he had a huge army, but seeing that this horse has actually defeated, horse means the army has defeated all kings in the Bhuloka and now come to Indraloka, he got scared, frightened. Because as we saw earlier also, Indra is also a jiva only, And his fear was not unfounded. Because one of the qualifications one has to gain for the position of Indra is that that person should have performed 100 yagas. So, there Indra's position is threatened if anybody does more than 100 yagas. And therefore, Indra keeps scanning the earth. And if he finds anyone doing a large number of yagas, he will create some obstacle to stop that. It seems, our politicians have actually studied these Puranas, and they have learned a lot from such stories. How Indra goes about creating obstacles in somebody else's, the other fellow should not succeed. That is the idea. So generally, what used to happen, if anybody does this Ashwamedha Yaga, Indra would steal that horse so that the horse cannot reach back and the Yaga is incomplete. So this Ashwamedha horse was also stolen by Indra. But for doing so, he cannot come as Indra because then everybody will recognize him. And they will know that this Indra has stolen the horse. So he has to come in some disguise, in some other Vesha. And when he came in some other disguise and stole the horse, what happened? The 60,000 who were following the horse, Asamanjas did not go. I think I forgot to mention that. Asamanjas was kept with the king, look after the king. All the other 60,000 children were sent. So when Indra stole that horse, the 60,000 started chasing Indra, and Indra could not escape. And therefore what he did, he went underground to the Pathala Loka. But these Sagaras were not inclined to leave him. They also had access to everywhere. And therefore they started digging to reach the Pathala Loka. They started digging the earth. And 60,000 people digging all over, a huge pit was created by them. And then water started filling, and the huge pit full of water alone got the name Sagaraha. So Krishna says, Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha, a huge reservoir of water dug by Sagaraha, Sagaraputraha. And therefore the oceans are called Sagara. Oceans are not what? They are just, large reservoirs of water. Again, some disturbance. Mute, please mute. Mute. Okay. So, for the purpose of Gita teaching, I can end the story here. But if I do so, two things will happen. One is, many of you will not get sleep tonight as to what happened. And another risk I am running is, many of you will skip the next class. Hey, this Acharya doesn't complete the stories and all, very interesting stories. And therefore, in order to avoid these risks, I will tell you what happened then. What happened was, these 60,000 Sagaraha went to Patala Loka. And Indra knew that now he cannot escape. And so he decided to tie the horse somewhere and run away. Because if he kept the horse, they would continue to chase him. Like, in many films and all, we see, somebody steals something, police are chasing him, then he will throw it somewhere and then run away. So that, he is not chased by the police. Like that. And what happened? Indra saw that in the Patala Loka, Kapila Rishi was doing tapas. He was eyes closed and doing tapas. And therefore, Indra, very clever fellow, what he did, he tied the horse to a small pole near where Kapila Rishi was doing tapas, and he escaped. And then the 60,000 Sagara came, and they saw the horse was there. And nearby they saw this Kapila Rishi also was there. And therefore, anybody will conclude, they also concluded that this Kapila Rishi is the one who has stolen the horse. And now he is sitting with eyes closed as though he is in tapas and he does not know anything. And therefore, they started shouting at Kapila Muni. Poor Kapila Muni did not know what all has happened, what is the commotion was all about. And that commotion disturbed his tapas. And all these munis and all, they do tapas, including Lord Shiva. When he was doing tapas, what happened? That, Ramba, Urvashi came and he opened his eyes and then burnt that Urvashi or whoever it is. Therefore, this Kapila Muni also opened his eyes, was angry, why my tapas is being disturbed. I chose Patala Loka so that there will be total silence. Nobody will come here normally. But here also this huge crowd has come and disturbing me. So he got angry with them, stared at them. Fire came out of his eyes. And all the 60,000 got burned down into ashes. That's all. His job done. He continued his tapas. Well, for him, it was nothing. It is just like when you walk in a forest, Sometimes a small thorn will prick your feet. What will you do? You will just remove that thorn and keep walking. So this incident was like that for Kapila Muni. And back home, King Sagara was waiting for the horse and the 60,000 sons to come back. But there was no sign of them. And therefore, he asked that one son who was with him, this Asamanjas, to go in search of them. And this Asamanjas, after searching everywhere, he landed in Patala Loka and he found that all these 60,000 brothers of his were burned to ashes. And he saw Kapila Muni also. And appreciating that the Muni was doing tapas, he carefully approached him and slowly woke him up and inquired as to what has happened. Kapila Muni said what had happened. I mean, that these people had, I don't know, big commotion, they disturbed my tapas, and therefore I burned them down. Someone just was shocked. He knew that his father will be, completely shocked to hear this. So he actually asked Kapila Muni, since you have given this curse and burned them down, can you please give, some solution so that these people can be revived? Kapila Muni said, yes, there is one solution. But it is very, very, very difficult solution. It cannot be achieved in Bhuloka. He said, what is that? He said, they can be revived only by Ganga Jalam, the waters of Ganges river. Only Ganga Jalam, if it touches these ashes, they will all be revived. Now, this Ganges, in those days, in the story, was not in Rishikesh, Haridwar, Kashi, etc. Before it came down to Bhuloka, Ganges was where? In Devaloka. So Asamanjas had to come and tell his father the whole story. This is the thing. All brothers have been burned down. So the horse, is also tied in this Kapila Muni's place. And therefore, father told him, okay, you saved your brothers. Bring Ganga Jalam from heaven to earth. And since Sagara himself was very old, he could not do this himself. And therefore, he delegated this task to Asamanjas for bringing Ganga. And Asamanjas tried his best because it was not easy to bring Ganga from heaven. Why should she come? So he failed. And Asamanjas had a son by name Amshuman. So before dying, he told Amshuman, your 60,000 ancestors are lying there. You go and bring this Ganga and at least you try and revive them. Then Amshuman thought he can do it. He did his best. He also could not bring Ganga. Then Amshuman had a son by name Bhagiratha. I'm sure most of you would have heard the name Bhagiratha and also the phrase Bhagiratha Prayatnam, which indicates an arduous, very difficult task. I mean, achieving a difficult task, putting in arduous effort, etc. So Bhagiratha decided to bring Ganga. And he decided to do tapas, invoking the grace of Ganga Devi herself. And his tapas was successful. Ganga Devi appeared and said to him, I am very pleased with your tapas and that I am willing to come down to the earth. But there is one problem which nobody can solve. What is that? When I actually come down to the earth, I will come down with such a force. And there is nobody in the earth who can actually withstand that force. In fact, because of that force, forget your ancestor, the whole earth will be destroyed. So much of force I will fall on the earth. So if you find somebody who can actually withstand this force of Ganga, that too coming down from heavens. In fact, if you happen to go to Rishikesh or even little higher, you should see the force of Ganga when it falls even from the Gangotri to the plains. What to talk of Ganga falling from heaven to the earth rather? Isn't it? What will be the force? Even when we go to some small waterfalls and all, in India or wherever, we cannot stand directly under the waterfall. There is so much force. So just imagine the whole Ganga river water falling from heaven to earth. And therefore, nobody would be able to withstand it. And as I said, the earth itself could get destroyed because of the force. So now Bhagiratha had a second problem. So he asked Ganga Devi herself, what should he do? She said, prepare someone strong enough to receive the force of my coming down. And then only then only I can come down. And she said, there is only one who can do that, who can actually withstand the force of my coming down, and that is Lord Shiva. So now Bhagirath had to propitiate Lord Shiva. Again, that is not easy. Again, tapas. So previous tapas was propitiating Ganga. Now tapas for propitiating Lord Shiva. The first tapas was 1,000 years. Second tapas also 1,000 years. And as it would happen, Lord Shiva, pleased, appears and offers to receive Ganga Devi. But Shiva was not very happy about the arrogance of Ganga Devi, because she claimed herself to be a powerful river, that if she falls, she will destroy the earth and all that. So he had a plan in mind. Shiva said, don't worry, go and tell Ganga Devi to come down. I will withstand the fall. And when Ganga Devi came, Shiva did not use any special place or anything. He used his own jata, thick and huge matted hair was enough. And Ganga Devi came down and Shiva received the Ganga in his jata. Whole Ganga got trapped in the jata. And Shiva's jata, so big, whole Ganga river was accommodated within the jata. And Shiva completely covered that Ganga Devi. So even though she came down to the earth, even though Bhagirath was successful in praying and getting Shiva's cooperation to withstand the force, Shiva, because of his anger, he trapped Ganga Devi in his jata, in his matted hair. And once he had done that, then he started doing his own tapas. No, but Lord Shiva, as we know, he loves tapas. Puranas and all, wherever they talk about Lord Shiva, he's always doing tapas only. Now again Bhagiratha was in trouble. Because even though he has done all these 2000 years of tapas, everything, Ganga Devi has come down to the earth, but his purpose was not being served. Ganga Devi is not available for saving his ancestors. And therefore, what he does again, tapas. Because if you disturb Shiva's tapas and Shiva gets angry, what will happen? Even Bhagiratha will be burned down, isn't it? So only way out is do tapas. And therefore, he went into tapas mode, invoking the grace of Lord Shiva. And Gangotri was also suffocating inside the jata. And she also, realizing the anger of Lord Shiva, started praying to Lord. She was praying Lord Shiva to let her out, at least to breathe some fresh air and all. And because of the tapas of both of them, Lord Shiva relented. And he agreed to release Ganga, but not the whole Ganga. He agreed to release only that much water, Ganga water, which will serve Bhagiratha's purpose. So Bhagiratha was very happy because after all these efforts, Ganga Devi has come down and therefore he requested Ganga Devi to come to Patalam. Because all is, this was Bhulokam, where Ganga Devi arrived, ashes were in Patalam. Then what happens? The story continues, like the ever-running TV serials, episode after episode, episode after episode. So, Bhagiratha leads the river to Patala Loka. And while Ganga Devi was flowing through the Patala Loka, or whether maybe Bhuloka to go to Patala Loka, she passed through the hermitage of a rishi known as Janu Maharishi. And because of the volume and force of the water flow, the hermitage of this Janu Maharishi was flooded and totally disturbed. Consequently, this Janu Maharishi got angry, and therefore what he did? He drank the whole Ganga. See, poor Bhagiratha, how much tapas he has done, how much struggle he has done. And obstacle after obstacle after obstacles are coming in his way. So, first Ganga got caught in Shiva's jata. Now she got caught in Janu Maharishi's stomach. And again, as usual, Ganga Devi got suffocated. Bhagirath got frustrated. Because again, after doing all these things, as there's a slip between the cup and the lip kind of a situation. But Bhagiratha was not one to give up. He again did tapas, propitiating Janu Maharishi. He prayed to the Maharishi. He said, Hey Maharishi, I have brought down Ganga for a particular purpose. So please do not defeat that purpose. And Janu Maharishi, when he heard the whole story, he was very much impressed with Bhagiratha and also his tapas. And he allowed Ganga river to flow out through his ears. Now, don't ask me why through ears and all. I told you right in the beginning, no question should be asked. Just listen, that's all. He was a rishi, so he can bring out the water from anywhere he wants. There are 9 holes. He can bring out through any of those 9 holes. Powerful people. But of course, there is a philosophical symbolism in all this, which I will explain later. Okay. So finally, Ganga flowed out of his Karna, ears of Janu Maharishi. And since Gangotri came again from the ears of Janu Maharishi, she is also called Jannavi. Jannavi is another name for Ganga river. So Ganga river has got 2 other names. Bhagirathi is one name because Bhagirath was instrumental in her coming to the earth. And Jannavi because she came out of the ears of Janu Maharishi. In fact, in a later shloka, I think shloka 31, Krishna will say, Srotasam asmi Jannavi. Srotasam asmi Jannavi, he will say. So at that time, I will not repeat the story. And I expect you all to remember the story as to why Krishna says one of his glories is Jannavi. So eventually, Bhagirath led Ganga to the spot where the ashes of his 60,000 ancestors lay at the bottom of the ocean. And as soon as the sacred waters touched the ashes, the souls of the sons of Sagara were purified, liberated from their curse, and they all ascended to heaven and became immortal. So this is the story of Ganga Avataranam. And the place the Sagara Putras were burned to ashes is called Kapilaranyam. The place is in Patala, where Kapila Rishi did tapas. And according to Kanchi Paramacharya, this I have heard from Swami Paramathanandaji. According to Kanchi Paramacharya, that Kapilaranyam alone later got twisted and became the modern California of America. Oh, do not ask whether America, which we consider as Bhuloka Swarga, is Patalam. That is the interpretation Kanchi Paramacharya has given. And to prove his point, Chims pointed out that nearby there is an island called Ash Island. Because all these 60,000 got burned to ashes. So again, this is what Paramacharya's version. We have got no other, what should say, pramanam to verify all these things. So Ashland and California, these 2 names, Kapilaranyam. All these, of course, all are details which are not important for our purpose. So the Sagara Putras were released from their curse, and that is why the ocean which was dug by Sagara Putras got the name Sagaraha. So Krishna says, Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha. And based on this alone, there is a well-known shloka written by Bhartrihari. He says, Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi prarabhya vigna vihita viramanti madhyaha vignaihi punah punah api pratihanyamanaha prarabdam uttama janaha na parityajanti. A beautiful shloka. How we should approach our life, how we should approach the obstacles that we face in our life. A beautiful message is there. He says there are three types of people. One type of people, they never undertake anything because they are afraid of failure. And since they do not have the capacity to confront failure, they never undertake any project or any initiative. But they will very proudly declare to everyone that I have never failed in my life. But you will fail only if you attempt something. So, these people are called Manda Purusha. In the sloka, they are called Nichaihi. Then there is a middle category. Next higher type of people. Prarabdha Vigna Vihita Viramanti Madhyaha. They have the courage to start. But once they face one or two failures, their tendency is to withdraw, saying that, I tried my best, it is beyond me. So now I am not going to attempt. One good example is, this chartered accountant or the cost accountant examinations. In fact, they are all very tough examinations. I'm told that the CA, final pass percentage is something like 4 to 5%. Means out of 100 students who are appearing the exam, only 4 to 5 actually get through. All others have to keep on repeating. And I am told cost accountancy is still worse, only 2 to 3%. I know that as a fact because I am a cost accountant. Very tough exam. So many will pass the inter, and after 2, 3 failed attempts at the final, what they will do? They will give up. So if the failure comes, some people withdraw, stop from going further. They are the middle category, the Madhyama Purusha. People who withdraw from undertaking when they cannot encounter, they cannot, face the hurdles or obstacles, even when they cannot encounter one or two obstacles. Sorry. Then third category, Uttama Purusha, are those people who relentlessly and repeatedly keep going at their goal despite all obstacles until they find success. Vignaihi punah punah api pratihanyamanaha. Any number of obstacles come their way, they again and again overcome those obstacles. So in this story, the first obstacle was Ganga Devi refused to come. Then after tapas, she was willing to come. But the second obstacle, nobody was capable of receiving her. Again tapas. Shiva had to be asked. He agreed. Third obstacle, Shiva imprisoning the river in his matted hair. Again tapas. Then she was partially released. Then when things seem to be going well, they encounter with Janavi Maharishi. Again obstacle, again tapas. So Bhagiratha faced so many obstacles. But he was, as they say, never say die man. He kept doing what was required to be done to overcome each obstacle without getting unduly frustrated or giving up on the project. So the shloka says, Prarabdham uttama janaha na parityajanti. So Bhagirata is an example of uttama janaha, perseverance and relentless pursuit of his goal. Now I said that this story has got a philosophical symbolism, a symbolic message. So from our Vedantic perspective, Ganga Devi represents Brahma Vidya. And Ganga Devi coming out of Lord Shiva's head indicates the knowledge coming down to the earth from the Lord's wisdom. Because the jata is in the head and head is the seat of wisdom. And all the obstacles faced by Bhagirata represents the kind of obstacles which a seeker will face in the pursuit of Brahma Vidya. All types of Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika and Adi Daivika obstacles will come. As I said, Indra himself is a Jiva. And he has got a big army of devatas with him. Agni Devata, Varuna Devata, all these devatas. All are under his control. And Indra himself, he is not a Brahmagyani. He is an ordinary Jiva. Because of Punyam, he has got the position of Indra Devata. After that Punyam is over, he is back to Bhuloka only. So, he will not want anybody else also to succeed where he has not succeeded. So, he is capable of creating all obstacles. Like in this story, he stole the horse. So, he may do so many things. Indra will, do so many things. But like Bhagirata, the seeker should overcome each obstacle with tapas. And here, tapas is symbolic of what? Prayatnam, effort. Whatever effort is required to overcome the obstacles, he or she should put forth and in the relentless pursuit of the goal of moksha. That is the biggest message this story gives. That is our takeaway. And another important symbolism is Ganga coming out of the ears of Rishi, which indicates that Brahma Vidya can be gained only through Karna Parampara, by Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. And like Ganga Devi could immortalize or save his ancestors, similarly Brahma Vidya also can save all the people from mortality, from the clutches of samsara. So as mumukshus, this is the takeaway for us from this story. So that is why, I decided to go full length. Swami Paramathananda ji also goes full length into the story. Because the end of the story is what is important for us. Anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed the story and also the message. Now we go to the next set of glories. Okay. Sloka number 25. So all of you please unmute. Maharshinam Bhruguraham
Mahर्षीणां
Giramasmekamaksharam
गिरामस्मेयमक्षरम्
Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi
यज्ञानां
यज्ञोऽस्मि
Stavaranam Himalayah.
स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
So the Anvaya is Aham Bhruguhu Maharshina Giram Ekam Aksharamasmi Yajnanam Japayajnah Himalaya Stavarana. We can add Asmi. Aham Bhruguhu, I am Bhrigu, Bhrigu Rishi. Maharshi Nam, among the great sages. Giram, among the words. Ekam Aksharam Asmi, I am the monosyllable word. What is that? Om. Om is a one syllable only, right? It's a word. Normally, syllables are only, sounds or letters, but Om is a letter and a word also. Japa Yajna Asmi, I am Japa Yajna, Yajnanam, among all the Yajnas. Himalaya, I am Himalaya, Stavarana, among the mountains, among the Stavarana, we can say immovables. So, among the mountains. So, I am Bhrigu among the great sages. Among words, I am the word Om consisting of one syllable, Ekamaksharam. I am Japayajna among Yajnas. And I am the Himalayas among the mountains. So, Maharshi Nam Aham Bhriguhu. He says, among the Maharshis, I am Bhrigu Rishi. As we have seen, earlier we have seen Sapta Rishis who are well known, who are supposed to be directly born out of Brahmaji's mind, Manasa Putraha. And among those Sapta Rishis also, Bhrigu is considered to be the preeminent one. While dealing with the sloka earlier, we saw Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastatha. If you remember. Then I gave the names of the Sapta Rishis, which are also recited during the Sandhya Vandana. Atri, Bhrigu, Gutsa, Vasishta, Gautama, Kashyapa, Angirasa, Risheha. Therefore, Krishna says all rishis are great, no doubt, but the greatest one is Bhriguhu, that is Bhrigu Rishi. And I am that Bhrigu Rishi. Now, what is the story of Bhrigu Rishi? Why he is preeminent? Again, in the Puranas, there are several stories about Bhrigu. And one story says that this Bhrigu Rishi tested the three Murtis, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva themselves, to find out among them who was the most patient one. And then he went and first he irritated Brahmaji to find out whether he will lose his temper. And it appears that, according to the story, Brahmaji lost his temper. And of course, Shiva need not ask. He will get angry at the drop of a hat without any reason. So Shiva also, when he was irritated, lost his temper. So both Brahmaji and Shiva failed in the examination. Then Bhrigu went and kicked Vishnu's chest. Vishnu was lying down in his, in his bed, the favorite bed that, as Pujya Swamiji says, the spring cot. Was doing Anantasayanam, yeah, on the serpent.
Uragashayanam.
Uragashayanam. So this fellow went and kicked Vishnu in the chest, and you imagine Vishnu is just resting, relaxing, and somebody comes and he kicks Vishnu in the chest. But instead of getting angry, Vishnu asked Bhrigu, "Oh my God, with what a force you have kicked my chest. Is your leg all right? Is it paining?" And it is said that because of that alone, Vishnu got a mark in this chest. We get in Vishnu Sahasranama, Srivatsangam Vakshasam, Srivatsangida Vakshasam. So the Srivatsa mark Vishnu got in his chest because of that kick of Bhrigu Rishi. Now, if you imagine, if somebody should conduct an examination or a test for the Trimurti themselves, certainly he must be greater than them, isn't it? Only the teacher will actually conduct the test for students. And therefore, that Bhrigu, the great examiner, the great conductor of the test I am, says Krishna, this is one of my glories. Then Giram Ekam Aksharam Asmi. Among the words, I am the Omkara hai. Ekam Aksharam means the word consisting of one syllable, monosyllabled word. And Omkara is the only monosyllable word in the language. And why do we say Omkara is the greatest word? Because Omkara is considered to be the essence of the entire Vedas. We find in Taittiriya Upanishad, Yas Chandasam Rishabho Vishwarupah Chandobhyodhyamritat Sambhabhuva Samendro Medhaya Sprunotu. This mantra says, just as we churn and bring butter from the milk or the curds, just as the Devatas churned the milky ocean and brought out the Amritam, similarly, Brahmaji churned the Vedas and brought out this Omkara, the butter called Om. And therefore, Omkara is considered to be Vedasara. And therefore, it is considered to be the most efficacious mantra. It is used in Karma Kanda for all rituals. And the Taittiriya Upanishad further says, Omiti samani gayanti, ogum shomiti shastrani shagum santi. And that is why, anything that we start with Om only. Veda Parayanam, when we start with Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. For all rituals, the first word uttered is Om. And for upasanas also, especially sannyasis, when they do meditation, Omkara is used as an alambanam or symbol, sound symbol, not the, what is that, physical symbol, sound symbol. So thus Karma Kanda Omkara is used, Upasana Kanda Omkara is used. Even in Vedantic section, Omkara is used for inquiry into reality, Vedanta Vichara. In fact, the entire Mandukya Upanishad is Omkara Vichara only to arrive at the reality. The Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad itself starts with Om Ityetadaksharam Idagum Sarvam Tasya Upavyakhyanam Tasyopavyakyanam. That's what it starts. So, Omkara is not only the essence of the entire Vedas, Omkara is the essence of the entire creation. Bhutam bhavat bhavishyatiti sarvam Omkara eva. Therefore, in Jnana Kanda, Omkara is important. Upasana Kanda, Omkara is used. Karma Kanda, Omkara is used. Therefore, Omkara is a very, very important mantra. And that is why we begin with Om and also end with Om. And therefore, Krishna says, among all the words, I am the most sacred word, Omkara. Therefore, Giram means among the words. Among the Padani, I am the Ekam Aksharam. monosyllabled omkara hai. Then the next yajnanam japa yajna asmi. So among the all types of religious sadhanas, amongst all types of spiritual sadhanas, I am japa yajna. Now what is a japa? Japa means repetition of any sacred word is called a japa, which is different from parayana. In Parayanam, you do not repeat a thing again and again. It is only one linear reading of the whole text. You read the entire Gita or a chapter of Gita. You utter only once, and that is called Parayanam. In Japa, you take one word or a few words and do avritihi, repeat. Repeat that word. Like Om Namah Shivaya. Go on, say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Such a sadhana is called japa. Mantra avritihi japa. And why Krishna chooses japa yajna? Because it is one yajna which can be practiced by all the people, where varna, ashrama, kulam, all these things, male, female, no restrictions are there. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, Brahmacharis, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasis, all of them can use japa yajna. Whereas if you take the other yajna, there are restrictions. If you take Agnihotra yajna, only Grihastha can do, not a Brahmachari or Sannyasi. If you take Rajasuya yajna, only Kshatriya can do, Brahmana cannot do. And then there are certain rituals which can be done only by people who have got the sacred thread. Some other people are prohibited from doing that. Some of the yajnas can be done by a grahastha only along with his wife, because the spouse is very important in most of the grahastha yajnas. Thus, some are based on varna, some are based on ashramas, some are based upon the upanayana ceremony, some are allowed for males, some are allowed for females, whereas japa yajna is open to all. It is a universal sadhana, and therefore it is the greatest sadhana. This is the first advantage of japa yajna. And what is the second advantage? Second advantage is that for japa, you do not have a particular time place. You can practice it anywhere. But if you want to do a homa, a particular place is required. It has to be prepared, cleaned, etc. You have to sit in a proper direction. Whereas in japa yajna, there are no such restrictions. At all times, in all places, under all conditions, one can do japa yajna. And there is a third more important benefit. In japa yajna, there is no himsa or effort involved. Because in certain Vedic sacrifices, animal sacrifice is mentioned, which can disturb many people. In fact, it is said that Gautam Buddha turned against the Vedas only because he was against animal sacrifice. Because many people cannot swallow that. And therefore, there are certain rituals where himsa is involved. And even assuming animal sacrifice is not involved, doing the rituals can cause physical pain. Frequently, you have to get up, do namaskara, isn't it? As we grow older, we know all these pains. Some rituals, they will involve a large number of namaskaras to be done together. For example, in Mahanyasam chanting, the last part, 8 namaskaras are to be done one after the other, chanting the mantras. If you are very youngster and all, maybe you can do it. But at our age, Doing one namaskara itself is impossible. What to talk of 8 namaskaras? Forget namaskara. Sitting and standing up itself is a very big project. But japa yajna does not involve any pain, any movement. You can sit still, sit in a chair, sit in your bed and do japa yajna. This is the third benefit. And finally, there is one more practical benefit. I will complete this and then close the class. In japa yajna, no expenditure is involved. Because any other ritual will involve spending. So many dravyams will be required, and that too at a high cost. Just imagine the priest will say, get a half a kilo ghee, clarified butter, just the rate at which it is selling, everybody cannot afford it. And then we are not sure about the quality also, like what has happened in Tirupati. Then we have to pay dakshina for priests. There are many priests who are never satisfied with any amount of dakshina you give. But for japa, you don't need any of these things. So what we should do, instead of watching TV, instead of gossiping with others, replace it with Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, or any other mantra. Your Ishta Devata name you can take. And in the Shastra, there are 3 types of japa chanting are mentioned. Vaikhari, Upamshu, and also Manasa japa. About that, I will tell you in the next class. Okay. Already I am exceeding the time. So we will see in the next class.
धन्यवादः
Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Guru Namaha.
Hari Om.
Om Dhanyavadaha. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Guruji.
Thank you. Hari Om. Thank you. Yes, Ramuji.
talking of Bhagirata, I am remembering our effort of 1 year's effort gone long. I came
But it is only a question of delay. But I will find out some way. Maybe we will recreate the whole thing.
Okay, we can get it from by paying and getting it. That's no issue at all. I'm just telling.
Yeah, and it happens in Vedanta. This will happen.
That's just remembering. And talking of Namaskara.
Sorry.
And talking of Namaskara, number of Namaskara, that after Bhagavati Seva, there are so many Namaskaras.
Bhagavad Seva, there is no.
And Surya Namaskara also.
Surya Namaskara also.
Udaya Shanti.
There are so many. I mean, many these things have all these Namaskara business.
Guruji, I sorry to interrupt you. Actually, I am also interested in this Japa Yagya. Your next class, I am all ears for that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Japa Yagya. I just wanted to listen to you on that. Actually, I'm very keen.
Almost finished. I will only tell you about the 3 types of japa which you can do, which I will tell you in the next class. And efficacy of each type of japa varies rather. So I will tell you about that. Okay. So we will see that in the next class. Okay. Good.
Ramuji, you can continue. I just interrupted you. Sorry.
No.
Ramuji is making a general point, which we must all keep in mind. It's all keep in mind, because I'll tell you the little background for those who are left in the class. See, Ramuji, after every class, used to transcribe the videos, videos he used to transcribe and then send it to me for my record. And our student, Mr. Narayanan, who is actually Singapore, it must be what, now 10:30 at night. So he must have gone to sleep. So he had actually approached Ramuji for all the Mundaka Upanishad transcriptions. They are rough transcriptions, of course, and maybe some refinement was required, which over a period of time we can keep doing it rather. So he requested Ramuji, and Ramuji faced one big problem. His his computer has crashed, and he lost all the transcripts. But since he had actually sent it to me, he asked me whether I can help Mr. Narayanan to send it. I said, no problem. Because what I had done, initial stages, Bhagavad Gita, when he was sending, I used to download and save them. Then I found that, it was sent through WhatsApp. Then WhatsApp, if I download, it will get saved in my phone. So every time I had to actually forward that to my email. And then from email, I had to download. And then I will have to pick up my what's that hard disk, external hard disk, connect it to the computer, and then save it in that. So it was a little bit effort. So I said, okay, these are all in WhatsApp only. Whenever I get time, I will download all of them in one shot and save them. So that was the plan. So when Ramuji asked me whether you can give the transcriptions, I said, no problem. Then in the morning today, I think today morning, when I opened the WhatsApp, I discovered that Ramuji's box, WhatsApp, this message box, that automatic disappearance of messages, that has been switched on. All messages disappeared. What all he had sent to me, everything disappeared. Now what to do? So these are all the kind of obstacles, I mean, Ganga Devi came, but Ganga Devi got trapped.
Yes.
So ultimately, Ramuji has actually, I think, guided Mr. Krishna Narayanan to directly, from the YouTube itself, that video itself, that transcription will come. So how to read the transcription, how to generate them, and you can prepare the transcriptions himself, and he is actually guiding Mr. Narayanan on that. So that's what he was saying. You see how many obstacles. We think that we have got everything. Suddenly we find we have nothing. So that story is also a very, very important story. Important message is never procrastinate, never postpone things for the future, because future is uncertain. And that is the biggest message for Vedanta students, for Sravanam, Mananam, Nitidhyasana.
Yes.
Because many of us think, of course, I am also part of it. I am not saying after retirement we will do all these things.
Yes.
But
Very true.
what is the guarantee that after retirement, how many years we are going to live? What is the guarantee that after retirement we are going to get a good guru?
Yes.
So whenever you get the opportunity, the Acharya say, do it immediately.
Yes.
Even if you are in Grihastha doesn't matter. You don't need to become a sannyasi. Side by side, keep doing it. Keep developing vairagyam. And there will come a time when, all these obstacles will automatically fall away rather. So,
yes.
From life itself, lot of lessons we can learn about Vedanta.
And that too, over these 2 months, a lot of eye openers for me. Actually,
I
am understanding many things.
Yeah.
Patience is
Patience, perseverance, and going at it. I mean, not losing heart, not losing hope, praying. All these things are very important.
Yeah, people are to be more. I will share a little more. The doctors there told me you have to fight it out. I understood.
You have to fight that.
Fight it. She said,
absolutely.
When I got this thing done, the port done, she's saying, the doctor, young doctor, and MS Ramaya. I am so happy that I'm surrounded with all young people and all that. When I said I'm not able to tolerate the pain, I told her, this is too much. I am not able to tolerate the pain. She said, you get up. See, you have to fight it. You have to eat well. You will not be able to. You cannot eat now. Your taste will go. All these things will come. But you have to fight it. You will fight it, she said. That's what we have to do,
Yeah,
I
you have
feel.
to always have a positive attitude. This is going to end. I'm going to come out of it. That
Yes.
always keep on tell yourself, in
And
yoga, whenever I was doing, there
mm,
was one message, at the end of the yoga, our guru used to give. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. This
yes.
message, it's a auto suggestion. We actually give ourselves, repeat it 10 times, 15 times, do japa yajna every day, in every way. I'm getting better and better, and you will get better and better. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Guruji. I
yeah,
am going to
go ahead,
do
go.
japa, continuous japa I'm going to do,
Continuous
and
japa.
positiveness. And I
Yes,
feel the doctors, I have a lot of trust in my doctors,
yes,
because MS Ramaya, one Aravind Kapal is there. Very good. Is very
very,
good.
very
That
good.
doctor is very good. I am in good hands, and I am positive. Let it be. We will go. We will go through this and see
Yes,
whatever it is.
exactly.
I am ready for anything and everything. I
Yeah.
have nothing, Guruji. I am not. I don't have children. I have nothing to. I know nothing. I already are living a life of a
No, no,
monk.
you should not
So.
think about
Uh,
all those things. You will say that. See, one thing I can tell you, when your prarabdha is there, nothing else can intervene in that
yeah,
prarabdha.
I am
And
more.
the
I accept.
prarabdha, we can activate the prarabdha, support the prarabdha with our free will.
Yeah,
That
I
is in
will
our
accept.
control. That's all.
You see what all happened, Guruji. Like 4 days back, my father had a block, and he was admitted in the hospital. He
Hmm.
came. My sister was there. I couldn't go because of infection. She stood
Ah,
there and she brought him back home.
correct.
Doctor is saying no guarantee for him also. Now
Yeah.
I am like this. My what to do? Face it. That's
See,
all.
these are all the things we will face in our life. And that's
Yeah,
why, Vedanta helps us in facing all these things.
yeah.
And not
And
only this is, we are talking physical, right? There
yes.
are many circumstances where we will have a lot of emotional turbulence.
Yeah,
Even to face that emotional turbulence without breaking down, without getting depressed and all, Vedanta is the best medicine for that.
yeah. I didn't know. I didn't have any breakdown, emotional feeling at all.
No,
Luckily,
I'm not talking about your situation. But
yes.
in many cases, husband and wife,
Yeah,
spouse,
yeah.
fight is there. She's
Yeah.
not bothered, taking care of me. I am now retired. I am of no use. So those are issues are practical issues rather,
I
right?
feel like Guruji, when I see my, openly I'll tell you, Guruji, when I see older people saying, I feel like laughing at them. What is it? Nothing. என்ன ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல அப்படின்னு தான் எனக்கு தோன்றது. I feel like laughing at them, and they feel like I don't laugh at them. Actually, மனசுக்குள்ள சிரிச்சுப்பேன். என்ன ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல, லைஃப் ஒண்ணுமே மீனிங்
Correct, correct.
இதுல என்ன அப்படின்னு. But
We
luckily,
don't know. Next
Guruji, for me,
moment, what is going to happen, we don't know. Isn't it?
yeah, I didn't have any side effects for my first chemo.
Yeah.
Luckily, so luckily, I pray God it should be like this for next 3 months, and I get off with that.
No, no, it
Luckily,
will be
no
okay.
this.
Just have the both mental strength and physical strength. As the doctor has advised you, have good food whenever you
Yes.
can eat, and nutritious food, and
Yeah.
go through it. I mean, I'm sure that you'll come out of it without any problem. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you,
Hari.
Guruji. You are a great support. You are a great
No, no,
motivation
support
for
means
me.
what? I am what? Bhagavan is there. So put all
When
these
I
things
see
on
your
Bhagavan,
face,
then he will support
when
you.
I see your face and listen to you itself is me. It is like God is talking to me, Guruji.
So, Hari Om.
That's what I can say.
Hari Om.
That's what it is, Guruji. My husband wants to talk to you, Guruji. One
Yeah.
minute, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
He just wants to say you namaskar.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram ji, how are you?
I'm fine, Guruji.
Good, good.
I mean, really, Vedanta is helping a lot in all these kind of circumstances. At least there is equanimity in mind.
Yeah.
Samalostasma kanchana.
Yeah. Just
You
go
will
through
bear
it.
through.
I mean, see, life means problems will be there, different kinds of problems, different gradations will be there, all will be there. In fact, I have not shared one information with all of you. In the last 8 to 9 months, I had 2 falls. I
Oh.
was immobile for about 3 months.
Wow.
But still, I did not stop the classes.
My God.
With great difficulty, I used to get up from the bed, sit on the chair, and conduct the class. Because my back was completely gone, my lower back was gone. I had a very bad fall, like this in a bus. So when we were coming
At
back
your
from
age?
Prayagraj, this what is that? After Kumbh Mela,
Mhm.
night, we were the bus was there running very fast. And I wanted, because old people, when normally we will have one, to relieve ourselves, one stop. So I got down from the berth, the upper berth down, and I was about to put on my chappal, because in these buses, we have to go and request the driver to stop the vehicle. Normally on highway, they won't stop it rather. So just to alert him so that wherever place is there, he can stop the vehicle and we can go out and relieve ourselves. So I was about to put on my chappal when the driver applied a solid brake.
Oh.
And I just fell on my back like this. Luckily, my head did not hit the floor. And but the whole force of the fall was taken on my back.
Back. Already your back you had
I could not
problems.
get up. There was such a big thud sound that everybody, the bus, they were sleeping. They all woke up and they all came and started pulling me up, my hands. I told them, please don't do it. Something may break. I don't know what is broken, not broken. So I mean, we were to come to Delhi, then I had to come to Bombay. So then with great difficulty, with my wife's help and all that, got down from the bus and then went up to this auto rickshaw stand, taxi stand, then took a vehicle, then went to my brother's house. Then from there in the airport, took a wheelchair and all. I mean, it was not an easy thing, but somehow we reached home in Bombay. And that pain, after a couple of days, the pain was not going. So I went to a doctor and took an X-ray and all that. So luckily for me, there was no fracture, not even a hairline fracture. So the doctor said, you are old, there's no fracture, but it will take its own time to repair itself. Right? If at all a high pain is there, take a painkiller. But he said that if you can tolerate the pain, tolerate it. Don't get into this painkiller habit. So I had to tolerate the pain, and everything was served to me in the bed. So, even going to the bathroom and all that, my wife used to hold me and then slowly, I will go, very painful. Taking a step itself was so painful. So I managed and then finally came out of it. Then about just
You
about
have
a
to be.
month, 1.5 months ago, when I was in my farmhouse in Coimbatore, at night I fell in the bathroom.
That's what I was going to tell you. Bathroom also you should be careful, Guruji.
Bathroom,
Everywhere you
see,
should have.
I am usually very careful, but as I said, if it has to happen, it happened. Actually, I didn't fall. Whatever I was about to fall, then I have got this side, this what is that called? They call that pipes, hold to hold. So I held that and actually sat down with a full force. But my lower back got hurt very badly. Again, I couldn't lift my leg. Then with great difficulty, came back to Nana Nani. I was in wheelchair for a few days. Then once slightly better, then I borrowed one walker from somebody. Another 6-7 days on the walker. Then I shifted to the walking stick. All that, the last about 8-10 months, gone through all these things. But what has helped me in all these things is Vedanta.
You
Yes,
have
one
to.
thing I will not, whatever else I do, I don't do. Unless it is impossible, I will not stop my classes. Bhagavan has been really very kind and he has, been able to actually help me in conducting the classes. And even I have not told about this to anybody, right? I mean, it's a news for only 3 of you, now 4 of you. Sulekha ji,
No.
Lata ji, and you and your husband. So
Guruji,
there is no point in
Guruji,
telling because classes are going on. So theek hai, that's okay.
you have to be careful in these places while you are getting
Yeah, I
on
know,
the stairs, public transport, bathrooms. Check for your vertigo also. Vertigo problem la irundha kuda neenga check
Yeah,
பண்ணிக்கணும் குருஜி.
that is true.
ஏன்னா அதுவும் ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் வந்தா அதுவும் பாத்துக்கணும் நீங்க.
No, but as such, when I am doing Sandhya Vandanam and all, doing Namaskara, getting up and all, there is no problem. I mean, that's all fine. I mean, that is the Sandhya Vandanam. If I am able to do properly, that is for me a test for, all the body parts are functioning okay, right? So that I am able to do without any vertigo or anything like that. And normally vertigo
Public
will affect you.
transport avoid public transport, Guruji, please.
Naturally,
Please
I don't travel at all, Baba. I only go by cars only, vehicles only. Public transport I don't take at all, anywhere rather. So even I don't have my own car, so I only don't even drive rather. So only I take a taxi, whether it is Coimbatore or in Bombay. Whenever I want to travel, I take a taxi and go. But then you can't help it, I mean, it requires just a split second of momentary carelessness. That's all. Anyhow,
But
I
Guruji,
shared with you.
we never felt that during your classes. Either your fall after Mahakumbha or after your visit to your
Wow.
yeah. These two we never could realize it during your classes.
Only once I could make out Guruji was really not looking himself.
But that was after this heart problem.
Heart problem was
after the heart problem. In fact, I had lost a lot of weight. Sugar was very high, and all that gloss in the face and all was gone. So Lata Vijayaramji, she asked me, "Are you okay, Guruji?" I remember that very well. No. But other than that, all other things, I thought, I mean, why share this? I am now okay, perfectly okay. In fact, as I said, every day in every way there is improvement only. So getting better and better. That's okay.
You can always share, Guruji, no problem.
No, it's not first of share. You say, I don't want. What will happen is that people will say, no, don't take the classes and things like that and all. That is worse for me. So if it is possible, if it is not possible, for whatever reason, I will send for this reason, I am not able to take the class.
Yeah.
Actually, God has been so kind and so benevolent. Most of the situations, God has allowed me to conduct the classes wherever I was. Whether I was in India, outside, even within India, small towns and all that, I've been able to conduct the classes. But going forward, probably 1 or 2 classes I may have to miss because I'm going to Guruvayur, and that happens to be a Friday. So I don't know whether connectivity issues could be there. Anyhow, that we will see. I will sort it out at that time. I'm going just for a day, so I was still thinking whether I should carry my laptop and all that, to my temple. So that all we will figure it out. Anyhow, that's okay. So thank you all very much, and we will catch up next week. Okay.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you.
Our appreciation and the best wishes to Vijaypriya ji for your treatment to Vijaypriya ji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank
Hari Om.
Namaste, Guruji. Thank you very much. Pranam.
Namaste, Pranam. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji, and
Pranam.
best wishes to Vijaypriya ji. And thank you very much for sharing
Thank you.
satsang.
Yeah.
These things that you all share, also for those of us listening, whether it's the class or whether it's the satsanga, help us many, many ways. We don't know what effect things have that you share with us, but that is a very great thing that you both have shared. All three of you have shared my namaskarams to each of you.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
And I would also like to, if I may just say very quickly, I don't want to take up your time, but the strength of your devotion and your discipline also gives us strength for each of you that are going through things. That
Hari Om.
strength of devotion that discipline in understanding that we don't need to do anything except listen and then understand, and then our lives can be transformed. Even by those things, the meditation that we do, the contemplation, those are very great opportunities for us when we hear these type of very personal things that you have shared. So my namaskarams very much to each of you.
Hari.
And Srikanti and Vijayapriyaji, I wish you both the very best, and my namaskarams are there for you as well.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sulekha ji.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you. Thank
Hari
you,
Om.
Guruji. Guruji, thanks.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Srikanti.
Sulekha-ji.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
We'll meet next week. Namaskaram. Next week.
Namaskar.
Namaskaram.
Thank you.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you.